Hey guys, just wanted to drop a little news vlog here where I'm going to cover an update on my quitting porn course and something new I'm adding, a sale that I'm running for Thanksgiving / Cyber Monday, and a special tip for not relapsing on porn during the holidays. So let's jump into it. All right, so for the first thing, I just want to make sure everybody knows where we're currently at in our How to Quit Porn course. And this is, it over on markqueppet.com. And as you can see, all right, we've now got the basics of quitting porn covered, all right? That kind of is going to just give you like the general informational overview of like how you quit porn, all the things you got to do to set yourself up with just the understanding of what porn does to you and how you got to think about the process and approach it. Okay. And now we've also gotten through the set your foundation phase where it's like, this is all the preliminary groundwork that you have to take in your head, in your heart. Like these are like the critical things that are going to be like the building blocks of everything that comes next. All right. And this is really good stuff. Like anyone who, if you ever want to tell someone about quitting porn, you're like, where do I start? Send them over to this thing, all right? Like I'm designing this so that this will spread through word of mouth. And it's not just, empty information. One of the most important things that I have is on all of these lessons over here is that they all have exercises at the bottom of them. Now, all you got to do is it's a free subscription to unlock it, but then it unlocks the exercises for the lesson. And the subscription, it's easy. I just send you all the new stuff that I create. Okay, so hopefully that's pretty straightforward, and hopefully you guys are up to speed with all of that. So now what comes next? Well, as I said, we've got the foundation piece generally set. I might add some more videos to this later, but now it's on to the setting up the porn-free operating system. And I'm going to talk to you a little bit about how I'm going to do this because there's a little bit of nuance to it and I don't want anyone confused. Basically, what I'm going to be doing is creating two courses that are designed to work together. And that might sound overly complicated at first, but let me explain, all right? So we've got our first course here on quitting porn, right? How to quit porn, okay? And that's all about, obviously, quitting porn. But in order to pull this off, okay, the porn-free operating system, it's going to use what I call the Frontline framework. And any of you who have gone through, my Frontline Man program, you're familiar with this. And it's a very, very powerful self-development program designed to, eliminate escapism, unleash your apex potential, all that good stuff. And the thing is, this framework, it kind of sits separate from just quitting porn. Now they work together very, very well, but there's, I want this program here, the Frontline framework, to be sort of like a hub course. It's going to be something where I'm going to direct other courses to, because it's really the central operating system for success. The best one that I've found. And in this program, all right, what we're going to cover is the 3 questions: what I want, how can I win, who will I be? And we're going to learn about how insanely powerful these are. We're going to learn about the 3 master habits, including the Metascript method, scope method, stack method, okay? And so like Metascript method, that's journaling, so optimizing your mindset. Scope methods for basically productivity, your goal setting, and then stacks for habit management. So we've got, mindset, productivity goals, and then we've got habits, okay? And so we're going to dial all those things in. And then we've got the 3 inner keys of dignity, resonance, and affirmation. And so I'm going to be breaking all these down. There might be multiple videos for each topic, but here's the thing, is that while this is a general system for self-development, there are porn-specific considerations for each of these things. So what I'm doing is I'm going to be creating this, the Frontline framework as its own standalone thing to be a hub for this course and other courses. But then for each of the things, I'm going to create specific videos around how you need to apply this stuff to quitting porn, because porn's got some unique wrinkles to it. It's got some, special considerations that are going to adjust the way you utilize these techniques and emphasize different things. All right. So that's what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be putting together just like, all right, so how do I use the Metascript method specifically for quitting porn, right? Not just for general self-development, but specifically if I want to get clean, what do I got to do with the Metascript method? How do I got to set up my scope to help me quit porn? How do I got to do my habit stack for quitting porn? Like all of these things. And so in order to make this work well, I'm going to have to release videos in batches because I don't want to just release a video that doesn't have the context that you need. I want to release, the general frontline method without having it also explain how to use it for quitting porn, which is the main focus right now, which is the core course we're trying to work through. So basically what I'm saying is it might take me a little while to get these videos out since I'm going to be releasing multiple at once. And my goal is to get at least all the way through the 3 master habits by the new year. We'll see what happens. I'm trying to take my time on this, make a resource that really stands the test of time, something you want to come back to, etc. So yeah, I'll be working as quickly as I can, but if things slow down a little bit, don't worry. It's all coming. I'm not abandoning this at all. I might actually be releasing some of these videos just to subscribers on markqueppet.com prior to actually putting them up on YouTube. So if you want to just get like things as immediately as possible instead of, waiting for the batch or whatever to be completed, then make sure you're subscribed over there. Now, on top of all this, I'm also going to be running a 75% off Thanksgiving Day / Cyber Monday sale for my Reboot Breakthrough Deep Dive sessions, okay? The way these sessions work is that you fill out a detailed survey about your situation around, what you're dealing with quitting porn, but also what else is going on in your life, okay? And I analyze this survey and I put together my initial thoughts, but then we hop on a live call together and I basically coach you to create a custom action plan designed to help you finally break through and quit porn for good. This is a phenomenal way for you to get one-on-one access to my 12 years of experience in helping guys quit porn for just a minor fraction of what it usually costs to do one-on-one coaching with me. So if you feel like you're stuck treading water with your porn quitting journey and you're ready to make it a thing of the past, you really might want to check this out, especially as the rest of the program's still, ongoing. I've got a host of extra little bonuses for people who sign up for this call. Overwhelmingly, the guys who do these sessions say that they're major eye-openers and just so much clicks in place for them. Because the reality is that it's one thing to walk through general information that's designed for mass consumption on quitting porn. But it's an entirely different animal when I get in there and help you identify and overcome your own personal, unique circumstances and challenges, because everybody's dealing with different stuff. Everybody needs to emphasize different things. And I can get right in there and through all my experience, I know, I've seen this before. Oh, I know what you're dealing with here. I see this bottleneck. And it just makes the whole process a heck of a lot easier so that you don't need to go through all the trial and error and trying to figure out everything on your own. So this sale is going to run through today all the way through next Wednesday, or until I'm out of spots. Since I do all this work myself, it's very custom. There is a limited number of these things that I can do. Otherwise, I'm never going to put out new videos or anything else. So grab it before it's gone. You'll be able to find the link for this in the description. So now I want to leave you with a few tips for having your best Thanksgiving while also avoiding a porn relapse. Because let's be real. Holidays, while they can be awesome, they can be tough for a lot of people. A lot of people actually struggle on holidays. It's one of the things I've seen with guys when I coach them is that, holidays, vacations, and these sorts of things that are supposed to be good end up becoming sources of relapse. Okay, so we want to avoid that. And what we ultimately want to do is make your holiday great, as good as it can possibly be. That's the whole purpose of it. And we don't want it to be this sore spot that you look back and you regret. Now, there are a few reasons why these sorts of periods are particularly challenging for people, okay? So for one, your habits and routines get all messed up, right? Like you're not in your normal cycle. You're doing different things, you're traveling, you're taking time off, etc. Okay? But then beyond that, we've got the social component or lack thereof. Like for some people, it's a loneliness thing. It's like, oh, it's a holiday and I don't have many people around me that I care about, okay? Maybe they feel alone. Maybe they've moved. Maybe they just don't have a lot of people in their life, and that really weighs on them, particularly on holidays. For other people, it's the people they have to interact with. That's where they find the challenge. Like, but maybe they have tough conversations. It's like having to have that same conversation with your mom about, yeah, mom, I don't have a girlfriend yet. Or, oh yeah, my business isn't doing so good. Or maybe it's political arguments, or maybe it's just that one crazy family member who's always making problems and drama. These sorts of things can be major emotional triggers and cause guys to just want to press that easy escape button of porn. So what I want to offer you now is 3 tips so that you can make sure that your Thanksgiving is great. okay? So first one is basic discipline guardrails. Just because it's vacation doesn't mean that you just go hog wild and don't try and keep yourself in balance, okay? Like, think about it like this. Like, you need to have a normal daily set of disciplines, but you also need a set of holiday disciplines, okay? These could be things like, setting a number on the amount of drinks you're gonna have. Maybe it's making sure that you take some time by yourself and you're not overstimulated and you get some downtime where you can journal or pray. Maybe it's making sure that before that big Thanksgiving feast, you go and you do a run in the morning so you feel good about eating all that food. Basically, you got to think about what sort of disciplines make sense for you while you're indulging, okay? Now, we don't want to be severe with this. We don't want to treat the holidays like it's a time where it's, time for to totally lock down and have no fun. That's the wrong way to approach it. Just like, what's the minimum amount of discipline that's going to allow me to actually maximize my fun? And on the topic of fun, that brings us to our next tip, which is to have very intentional fun, okay? Make sure that you don't have big swaths of unplanned time. Like, hit people up, make plans, all right? Plan outings, go do stuff. And if you don't have people to do it with, make sure you're planning special events for yourself. Even if it's some kind of, you're going to explore some hobby, you're going to go do a special walk, you're going to go do something, all right? Like, have things on your calendar. Now, I'm not saying totally cram it to the gills, just having some unstructured time, where you can just relax and float through things is totally fine and normal and good, but we don't want too much of it, because what ends up happening is, a lot of times, what are you going to do? You're just going to take out your phone, you're just going to scroll, you're going to play video games, whatever. And a lot of that sort of just aimless wandering through stimulation has a tendency to end up back in porn. So just minimize that. Just take a little time to plan out some bigger pieces to structure your time off. And the final tip that I would recommend is that at the very minimum, you take at least 5 minutes, 5 to 10 minutes a day on your time off to use the ultimate Swiss Army knife of self-development, which is the Metascript method. Now, I don't have the full video of that done just yet and the full guide done, but I do have a PDF guide that you can get over on markqueppet.com that explains the full technique. All right, if you got a little time off, that could be one of the things that you do is you learn this technique and you start applying this journaling method, because I'm telling you, when you just do this regularly, it puts your head, it puts your heart and everything in order. It keeps anything from getting too out of whack, too out of balance, and it's insanely powerful. It's, hands down the thing that I see transform the most lives when guys stick to it. So to summarize this video, we've got our porn quitting course. It's on track. It's going to be expanding, might be a little bit of lag time in the next batch of videos, but they're coming, okay? Or we're getting into the super practical stuff with the Frontline framework, okay? Next piece is that I got that special, that holiday sale for 75% off on my Reboot Breakthrough calls. And we've got, our tips here for basic discipline guardrails, intentional fun, and metascripting for making sure that you have the best holiday you can while staying off of porn. So all the links for everything I mentioned are going to be in the description. Hoping you guys have a truly tremendous Thanksgiving for those of you who celebrate, and for those of you who don't live in the United States, I hope you just celebrate Thanksgiving anyway, because it is my favorite holiday. I'm really looking forward to it. And yeah, it's great to always check in with you. Hope you got something from this video and got some excitement, and looking forward to seeing you all in the next one. Ooh, yeah.